This was such a hard list to make, mainly because there are so many characters in this game that I have fun with. In fact, the characters I picked for my top 10 jumped all over the place. They jumped around so much that this list looks nothing like my original draft. But I feel content with the final product. This is the Dippy Spoon's top 10 favorite Super Smash Bros. Melee characters. Hope you guys enjoy. Honorable mentions go to Luigi because he still has a lot of the same ineffective moves that came from Smash 64, but like another character I'll be talking about on this list, I do enjoy watching top level players use him. He was also the first character I ever mained back when I was like 7 or 8, so I wanted to give him a mention. Youngling. I like Link, but I prefer Youngling's agility. Oh, and the fire arrows. Captain Falcon. Yep, Falcon was relegated to the honorable mentions this time around. Surprising, isn't it? Thing is, I'm pretty bad with him in this game. He's still fun though, but just consider him number 11. Barely cracking the list is the egg throwing, egg laying, egg rolling, lovable dinosaur Yoshi. The main reason why Yoshi got a spot on this list is the fact that he's my favorite character from Melee to watch. It's really neat watching people throw his eggs with such precision while also finding the perfect opportunity to use Yoshi's neutral B. Also, witnessing how well a Yoshi player can stand against the top tier threats is pretty freaking cool. What's keeping him from placing any higher? The fact that I'm pretty bad with him, that's what. I have a pretty hard time aiming his eggs, I can hardly land his neutral B, and I tend to get screwed over by tap jump. I still like playing him, but competitive players like Amsa are what put him on this list. It might sound like I dislike this character after you hear what I have to say about him, but they're all just small nitpicks. Number 9 is Donkey Kong. So, what are the nitpicks? First, DK is obviously one of the bigger characters in the game, which really puts him at a disadvantage. Second, his recovery is even more exploitable in this game with the advent of the Shine used by two characters who essentially rule the meta. Third, Sakurai gave a ton of wind-up time to his two spikes. You know, the main reason why I love using him in Smash 64. Lastly, the side B given to him is pretty bad. If you couple that with his useless down B and embarrassingly slow dash attack, he'll be one character that many people might struggle with. Now that I think about it, these are more than just nitpicks. Donkey Kong got kind of screwed. Well, it's not all bad. He's much faster than he was in 64, Sakurai slimmed him down, his grabs are still fun, his forward air can be used like Dr. Mario's forward air, and I unlocked the N64 Congo Jungle stage thanks to his down B. He honestly deserves a mention just for that. But the primary reason as to why he claimed the number 9 spot is because he is just so satisfying. I get such a thrill whenever I'm beating the living Jesus out of someone with him. I even have more fun kicking someone's ass with him in this game when compared to Smash 64. The reason?
Speed. I am speed.
I already said Sakurai buffed his agility, but just look at him. According to the Smash Wiki, DK is the 10th fastest character in the game. Add that to the power he possesses, then you better be running for your life. Well, not really when you take all of his flaws into account, but whatever, I still like him. Claiming the number 8 spot is the first Melee newcomer I will be covering, Marth. A lot of people love Marth for his tipper, grab range, and super fast aerials. So do I. The reason why he's at number 8 is because I have a hard time spacing with him, so landing the sacred tipper is a rarity for me. So why don't I play Roy? He doesn't have a tipper. Because Roy is shit. Besides, I'd rather occasionally land a random tipper than having to deal with Roy's abysmal recovery and sluggish aerials. I know Marth's recovery isn't that much better, but just look at this shit. I also hardly utilize Marth's specials, leaving me with his aerials, tilts, and smash attacks, but those are pretty much the only moves you need to play as Marth. I mean seriously, when was the last time you saw someone use Marth's side B in Melee? In conclusion, Marth is fun. but there are characters that don't require odd gimmicks that I'd rather play with. Next up is a character you probably didn't expect to appear this low on the list, Fox Mccloud. Fox is, hands down, the best character in the game. He's mobile, most of his moves have no lag, he has so many kill options, he has a great recovery that can be pointed in a variety of different directions, and his shine is one of, if not the best move in the game. It can be used to edge guard, set up combos, and even deflect projectiles, surprisingly enough. So why isn't he my favorite? To be honest, when compared to every character above him on the list, I find him kind of boring. Well, after a while. When I first boot up the game with friends, I'll typically pick Fox because he is the perfect character for me to get into the swing of melee. After a while, he just gets stale. Literally every character on this list, and even some honorable mentions, have something that I gravitate towards more when compared to Fox. Whether it be a spike, a particular move, or even the satisfaction of doing well. Fox turns into a mundane experience over the course of a play session. However, number 7 on the list is the perfect position in my eyes. Nothing against Fox, you just won't see me playing him for very long.
Mission complete!
Next up is Samus, who jumped all over the place. She started at around 10, moved to 8, then went down to like 4 or so, and finally ended at 6. Why is that? Well, I know for a fact that I really like Samus, but when I was playing as her for the video, I forgot how much I truly loved using her. She's surprisingly agile, and I say that in an astonished tone because she was pretty awkward in Smash 64. It genuinely felt like I was controlling a stiff robot in that game. Now Samus is quick with a variety of quick moves. She was also blessed with some homing missiles. Gone are the days of either shooting small charge shots, or being forced to charge it if you want a good projectile. I have nothing against a charge shot, especially in this game considering how fast it charges. It's just that the homing missiles give her some added coverage. Her grab can also cling onto walls, which is extremely situational, but it's still pretty unique. All in all, I'm very content with Samus's buffs. As a result, I'm awarding her with the number 6 spot on the list. A very prestigious award, I know. Mario didn't change that much from Smash 64. He only acquired 2 new moves, a spike and a cape, with the cape coming in handy more often than not. So he's still the average character anyone can pick up. But why would anyone ever play as Mario when you could play as Dr. Mario? Dr. Mario is just Mario with more power and a supposed speed drop. But it isn't that significant of a drop at all. Doc also doesn't have a spike, instead he has a really powerful punch that is technically better. The spike can only kill off stage while the punch can literally kill anywhere. Other than everything I listed, they're practically the same. Dr. Mario's power just benefits him more than the speed possessed by Mario. So much so that Mario is practically a non-entity in Melee. Hey, if you like Mario, then like him. I'm just going to be sticking with the Doctor. Hey look, Jigglypuff actually made it on the list this time. And she made it pretty high too. The one move that guaranteed Jigglypuff a spot on this list is the move Rest. Surprise, surprise. The move was good in 64, but not as good as it is in Melee. In Melee you can kill at like 16%. She also has a ton of aerial mobility, with a handful of her aerial moves being good for gimping. There are some gripes I have with her though. A lot of her moves can be read easily. She can be killed easily as long as the non-Jigs player knows what they're doing, and she has one of the worst shields in the game, rivaled only by Game & Watch. Nevertheless, Jigglypuff's rest and aerials make up for it in my opinion. I said earlier that Fox gets pretty stale after a while, but do you want to know who doesn't? His partner Falco. While I do think Fox has the better shine, recovery, and overall moveset, I prefer Falco. The reason why is because of his godlike spike.
You want it? You want it? Take it! You want it tonight? Take it! The power of the Holy Ghost! Take it! Oh, take it! Take it! Take it! And the power of the Holy Ghost!
I tend to kill myself a lot with his spike, but I don't care, it's amazing. It's fast, has a big hitbox, Falco's shine can set up into it, and it will always send the opponent crashing down. Other than that, Falco has an intimidating forward smash that I personally prefer over Falco's up smash. But who cares about that when you have such a brutal spike? If you watched my top 5 favorite Smash 64 characters video, then you'll know that I covered my honorable mentions right before number 1. However, this video had the honorable mentions much earlier. I did this because one of the characters in the honorable mentions is very similar to my number 2 spot, that character being Captain Falcon, who I will be comparing to my number 2 pick, Ganondorf. Ganondorf as a Captain Falcon clone makes no sense, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to explain why I like this character, or in this case, explain why I prefer Ganondorf over Falcon. One thing that keeps me away from Falcon are his grabs. I know it's not a necessity, but you have to grab a lot if you want to do well. Unlike Ganondorf, who doesn't rely on grabs as much. Falcon is also way too fast for me. I know that sounds stupid, especially considering Fox and my reasoning for liking him, but at least Fox has a better grab range. With Falcon, I just overshoot or undershoot his grabs because of how quick he is. I don't have to worry about that with Ganondorf, because he is much slower than Falcon. He isn't too slow though, and he has some of the strongest moves in the game. I also think I'm pretty good with him in this game. I'm nowhere near as good as anyone who has the title of competitive player, but I can do pretty well. Do I want Ganondorf to have his own moveset? Absolutely. But at the same time, I can understand the time constraints for Melee's development, so it doesn't bother me that much. My favorite character in Super Smash Bros. Melee is Sheik. I know some people might say I need to put Zelda in this spot as well, but no. I'm not forced to play as both Zelda and Sheik, unlike the Pokemon trainer. I'm allowed to play with whichever one I prefer. I know the character of Zelda and Sheik was created to have Zelda cover Sheik's weaknesses and vice versa, but I personally think Sheik is superior in every single way, and I will always pick her over Zelda. The traits that Sheik has that I really enjoy are her rapid tilts, her whip, and her aerials that for some reason have an easy time gimping an opponent in this game, her forward air especially. Sheik is also my best character. I'm not going to be winning any tournaments with her, but I tend to do pretty well when I'm hanging out with friends. That's it. I know I should have more to say, but I don't. I just have a blast using her. Thank you all for watching my video on my favorite Melee characters. What are some of your favorite characters from this game? If you have any, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to watch some rambling doofus talk about video games. Next up is my top 10 favorite characters from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So stay tuned!